For years, General Hospital has thrived on emotional turbulence, romantic betrayals, and morally gray characters struggling with family loyalty. And in the middle of this storm now stands Willow Corinthos, who seems poised to become the emotional epicenter of yet another scandal. One that involves Drew Kane, lingering grief, fractured family dynamics, and a mother's silence that might change everything. Willow's recent shift in proximity to Drew has become one of the most polarizing plotlines among the residents of Port Charles and the viewers watching at home. What began as cautious support and shared grief between two people bound by tragedy has now evolved into a controversial emotional entanglement. Drew and Willow may insist their bond is rooted in healing and mutual understanding, but for nearly everyone else, from family members to outsiders looking in, this connection feels misguided at best, and deeply unsettling at worst. To those closest to Willow, the idea of her seeking comfort in Drew so soon after her turbulent journey with Michael raises more red flags than moments of sympathy. Carly, who has always seen herself as the guardian of family honor, is visibly uneasy. Michael, recently back in Willow's life after undergoing medical treatment abroad, appears blindsided by the possibility that the woman he still loves is drifting into the arms of the man who was once a surrogate brother to him. Even Sonny, a man whose feelings toward Drew have always been tepid at best, seems more agitated by Willow's growing affection for someone he doesn't trust with her heart, or the influence around his grandchildren. This tension reached a boiling point when Willow made headlines by kissing Drew on the red carpet at the nurses' ball, a moment captured by cameras and now living forever in the court of public opinion. It wasn't just a kiss, it was a declaration, a visual betrayal that cut deeper because Willow was still wearing her wedding ring. It sent a message, intentional or not, that she was leaving the door open for Drew while still standing in the threshold of her past with Michael. And then there's Nina Reeves, the wild card in this tangled story, the one person who holds a secret that could obliterate the fragile connection between Drew and Willow in an instant. Nina knows a truth that she's kept buried beneath layers of hesitation and fear. She and Drew were once entangled in a fleeting, emotionally charged affair, one that never quite made its way into public consciousness. It wasn't a scandal, at least not yet, but it could be. The question isn't whether Nina has the power to disrupt Willow's path, it's whether she's willing to. To some, Nina's silence might look like an act of compassion. She has only recently begun repairing her shattered relationship with Willow, and the progress has been fragile, built on cautious conversations and moments of vulnerability. To risk that, especially when her place in Willow's life is still tentative, feels almost unthinkable. From this perspective, Nina isn't hiding the truth to protect Drew, she's doing it to shield her daughter from another betrayal, another round of heartbreak. Maybe she believes that if Willow truly cares for Drew, she'll find her way to happiness, regardless of what happened in the past. But others see Nina's decision to stay quiet as deeply selfish. If she truly wanted what was best for Willow, wouldn't she want her daughter to make that choice with full knowledge of Drew's past? Wouldn't she speak up before the relationship progressed to a point where the damage would be irreversible? After all, Drew didn't just move on after Carly. he sought out comfort with Nina, the very woman who once stood as Willow's greatest source of trauma. This isn't just a question of romantic transparency. The stakes stretch beyond bedroom politics. If Willow continues down this path and becomes more entwined with Drew, the custody battle brewing in the background may tilt dramatically. Carly, who has remained the puppet master behind the scenes as Michael launches a legal offensive for custody of Wiley and Amelia, sees Drew as a weak link. A breakup between Drew and Willow could serve multiple purposes: sever the emotional confusion plaguing the family, undercut Drew's influence, and perhaps even force a resolution in Carly's favor. Nina's truth, weaponized properly, could be the catalyst for all of it. But is that really Nina's game? Or is she trapped between two equally painful options: silence, which might allow Willow to continue down an emotionally volatile path, or honesty, which could shatter the relationship they've worked so hard to build? Nina has already experienced the cost of losing a daughter once. First with Nell, who died in the throes of her own self-destruction, and again with Willow, when her deception unraveled any chance at maternal connection. She knows what it's like to reach out and grasp only emptiness in return. And now she faces the same terrifying possibility: that speaking the truth will push Willow away once again. That after everything, after learning they're mother and daughter, after months of tiptoeing through emotional minefields, the bond will be broken once more. For good. So Nina waits. And watches. And holds onto her secret with a quiet desperation that speaks volumes. Meanwhile, Port Charles buzzes. The Quartermains, never a family to hide their disdain, are grumbling in private about how Willow's involvement with Drew threatens not only their legacy but their influence. They fear that Drew, already emotionally erratic from his past imprisonments and business failures, is leaning on Willow for stability she may not be able to provide. And in the shadows, the children, Wiley and Amelia, remain unaware of the storm brewing above them, blissfully ignorant of the fact that the adults guiding their futures are locked in a dangerous dance of secrets and sacrifice. In the end, this isn't just a story about romance or betrayal. It's a meditation on choice. On the ways people attempt to protect the ones they love, even if it means hiding painful truths. On the fear of losing everything for the sake of doing what's right. And perhaps, on General Hospital, where nothing stays buried forever, it's only a matter of time before Nina's truth comes roaring to the surface, and with it, the fallout that could destroy or redefine every relationship in its path.